Concerned what it hit for, cause I've still come to raise hell like Mephisto. Please don't front, cause I'll karate chop your lymph node. Noodle arm punk, you punch and end up with your wrist.
Welcome to 3 Count Commentaries. It's your boy MagMongoSlade, and start the clock. You're about to do a speed run through Impact from June 24th, 2021. Okay, so Don Callis was not on the list to get on the show because he's been fired as an EVP, but he gets in anyway because everybody knows who he is, and because I guess now he's on the talent list. Well, that's what he was looking for. He was looking to be on the talent list. So maybe next week. So we're going to go from there to Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer goes to Scott D'Amore, and he says that Don Callis needs to be removed, and he will be staying on as a consultant. Scott D'Amore did not like that he went over his head, and appreciates him for having the best interest of the company at heart, but was not happy at all about Tommy Dreamer staying on as a consultant. Later on in the show, Don Callis told Tommy Dreamer there was no hard feelings, but he would rather be in the street than be Scott D'Amore with Tommy Dreamer looking over his shoulder every 20 minutes. Then he says that Tommy Dreamer is broken down, a shell of himself, and this is a good position for him to be a stooge for Anthem. Then he says, hey, how about Team Callis versus Team Dreamer, 6-man tag? This would be a great way to end your career. And Tommy Dreamer said, okay, I guess. Then Tommy Dreamer put together his team. It was Tommy Dreamer putting together his team. It was Sami Callihan, Moose, and Chris Sabin. It's going to be going against Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. So they're leaning more on these 6-man tags, which seems to be the only kind of matches that Kenny Omega is interested in having in Impact. He's not wrestling on TV at all, other than these 6-man tags. And to be quite honest, it's not a bad idea. You know, it's a good way. It's not overexposing them. You know, you're not putting them in too much risk of getting injured or anything like that. Fair. Moose and Sabin are feuding, and now they're partners. Callihan is the number 1 contender. So there's some good story stuff going on in this match. And Don Callis thinks that Tommy Dreamer is going to wrestle, and he's not. So that ought to be interesting. I wish they would put something on the line, though, like some type of stake, but whatever. The first match was Rosemary versus Kiera Hogan, which Rosemary won with the as above, so below, which is the wing clipper. The next segment featured Chris Bay, who said that he was minding his own business and focused on winning the X Division title. Then Trey Miguel and Petey Williams approached him and said that alliances are being formed for Ultimate X and that he needs to make a decision because the lone wolf gets eaten first. And he needs to choose a side or he's going to get chosen. This is weird things for babyfaces to say. Babyfaces are telling you to basically, you better join a gang. Well, we got gangs over here, man. You better join a gang. And plus, Trey Miguel felt like he fell off a cliff. This felt like a guy who actually had some momentum at first. Now he's just kind of like lost in the shuffle. So this led to the tag team match. Rohit Raju and Shira versus Petey Williams and Trey Miguel. A big fight broke out, which featured Ace Austin and Madman Fulton, and everybody got beat up. Petey Williams and Trey Miguel got beat up. Chris Bay didn't help. Instead, he took a selfie. He's sticking with his I'm on my own gimmick, which is, I guess, okay. But, you know, it's hard to tell whether he's a babyface or a heel. It seems that it's more of a heel decision to have babyfaces. Now, it'd be one thing if they asked him to help. If they'd have been like, hey, man, we really could use your assistance. You know, you're a great wrestler. It's, you know, yada, yada, yada. That'd have been one thing. But they kind of came across like he should be scared of being by himself. And he was like, no, I'm good. And that's like more stand-up guy than, hey, come join our team or you're going to get beaten up, man. Because it's like, are you guys going to kick my ass? Like, whatever. Deonna Purrazzo beat Susan with the armbar and then told that Susan and Kimberly, they were both trash. Then we got the return of Swingers Palace. Thank God. Swingers Palace is back. Will we get a TJP keeps winning and Fallah Bahh keeps borrowing money from him? Rich Swann appears. He's back at the lower mid card where he belongs. Him and Willie Mack are in Swingers Palace. They're there to get it in. Rich Swann kicked his feet up, put his shoes on the blackjack table. Mack and Swinger got into it, where Willie Mack tried to tell him he was going to make him draw 2, and he put up his knuckles. It's a completely different game than what they were talking about here. In any event, Johnny Bravo decided he was going to do a American Psycho style scene where his shoes got compared to Rich Swann's shoes. So While Rich Swann had his loafers up on the blackjack table, Swinger told Bravo to put his loafers up on the blackjack table, and Rich Swann was so embarrassed by these leopard print. No, Rich Swann's loafers were pink, right? And Bravo's had like leopard print or something like that. And Swann put his feet down because he was so embarrassed. This guy was the world champion, bro. Jesus. And of course, it boiled down into TJP asking Swann and Mac if they were going for the tag team championships, which of course they are. And then TJP challenged them to a match next week. So it's going to be TJP and Fallah Bahh versus Willie Mack and Rich Swann. All right then. Whatever. Rachel Ellering went in the ring and talked about winning the tag team titles being a proud moment for her career. But it was also at a low point in her life before she came to Impact. And that she wanted to be Jordynne Grace's friend and she believes in her. But thinks that Fire and Flavor and Tenille Dashwood have upset her. And it's a real sad deal. Jordynne Grace got really, really mad. Said that before Rachel Ellering showed up, she was a Knockouts champion. She had defeated the longest running Knockouts champion of all time, and she was in the first Knockouts Iron Woman match, and she competed in the X Division. That she loved being in a tag team, but she can handle herself. But if you mention Tenille one more time, if you think Tenille, I care about what Tenille thinks, if you think about Tenille one more time, I'm going to knock you out. Then Jazz came out there to play referee. Jazz told them that they can get over this. They can be the best of friends. They have to get over it. But Jordynne Grace got to get over her ego, and that's what's in the way. Jordynne Grace says, like, I need some time to figure out whether I'm going to stay or whether I'm going to go. So she walked off because we got to have drama. This is melodrama, of course. This led Tenille Dashwood to come out and says that, hey, things ain't working out between Jordynne Grace and Rachel Ellering, and I'm the solution. I should have been your tag team partner from the beginning. I should have been your tag team partner in the first place. And Rachel Ellering said, nope, absolutely not. Not interested. Hell no. In fact, I want to fight you. Then Tenille Dashwood threw the first punch. Boom, missed. Got beat up, got knocked out, and that was pretty much the end of that. Brian Myers was trying to teach Sam Beal how to win a match. Failed because Sam Beal lost to Jake something by Black Hole Sam. Then Brian Myers told and Beal that it wasn't his fault that he lost because Jake something is unprofessional, and to put this in his notepad that anything Jake something does, he needs to do the opposite, because Jake something not only is an unprofessional, but he will never be professional. Okay, whatever. I like Sam Beal and Brian Myers. I think what they're doing is funny, but this doesn't make any sense. This is stupid. He lost because he sucks. He should get better at it, and Brian Myers should be a little bit more angry at him. And the main event was Eddie Edwards and Satoshi Kojima versus Violent by Design, which the team was Diener and Joe Doring. And Joe Doring defeated Eddie Edwards with a powerbomb. Show over. Game, set, match. Time, it took me about 7 minutes. 7 minutes, about 8 minutes, and a couple of seconds. Not bad. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, donate to the channel either through the Cash App or through the Subscribe Star. Either way, thank you guys for listening, and I'll talk to you guys later.